You are interested in air pollution.
Yes.
You indicated in your def. So only air pollution or pollution as a subject?
Do you also think in terms of cold supply, cold chains,
Yes, sir.
some preservation of the products,
Yes.
which will help them?
What is envisaged? When should we land our own people on the moon?
What is the role of Shivaji in Indian history?
May I come in, sir? Yes. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Thank you.
नाहुश,
Yes.
आपका बड़ा अनकॉमन नाम है.
Yes.
नाहुश के माने?
Sir, in Mahabharata, Kauravas and Pandavas belong to Puru lineage, and
कौरव और पांडव
belong to Puru lineage.
पुरु lineage, yes.
And Puru was the one of 5 sons of great King Yayati, and Nahush was the father of great King Yayati. Sir.
ये father of Yayati.
Yes, sir. And
Achha.
also, as per Hindu mythology, we believe that Lord Brahma was the creator of world. So Nahush was the 7th generation of Lord Brahma.
Seventh from Brahma
Yes.
and father of Yayati.
Yes.
So, who gave you this name, mother or father?
Sir, my uncle gave me this name. I come from a joint family.
Okay, so your uncle is an expert on Mahabharata or something?
No, sir, but he is fond of reading. So might be he must be reading some religious books.
It's very uncommon, no?
Yes,
Nahush.
I know.
I'm sure this question must have been asked to by many people,
Every time, sir.
even in your school, college. Yeah,
This is the first question every time.
नाहुश. तो इससे आप नाखुश तो नहीं होते?
No, sir.
That is logic corollary of the question.
नाहुश. Okay. So Nahush, you passed out in 2014.
Yes, sir.
9 years.
Yes.
So what have you been doing for the last 9 years?
Sir, after my graduation, I started preparing for GATE and engineering services. And I got very good rank in GATE. And after that, I also cleared engineering services, but written exam. But I was disqualified from the interview stage. But I was not expecting that. So before the result came, I started assisting a coaching institute, Made Easy, that is mentioned in my DAF. But after the result came, I did not even fill the form for next year because I was so confident that I'll be selected that year. So it was not a good time for me the 1 year after that. Then I started preparing for civil services since 2018. And I cleared all prelims till 2020, but I was not able to clear the main examination. So I thought that I should leave my job and started full preparation for civil services. And after that,
So this is the first time that you have cleared mains.
No, sir, I have cleared mains. This is my 5th attempt, but first 2 attempts I was not able to clear mains.
So interview first time?
Yes, sir.
Interview for the
No,
first
interview second time, sir.
Second time?
Yes.
Okay. When was your last interview?
2021, sir.
2021. And how much you scored?
168, sir.
Okay. So this is your second attempt at interview.
Yes, sir.
Otherwise, overall is his 5th attempt.
Yes, sir.
And you left a job. What was that job?
It was related to content development in Made Easy Education Private Limited, sir.
At
Made Easy is name of coaching at Kalusrai, New Delhi.
New Delhi only. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Made Easy is the brand, no?
Yes,
Made
sir.
Easy. You were writing content on what subject?
So it is not writing content; it's making new questions for GATE exam and engineering services
Okay.
exams.
You're framing questions.
Yes, sir.
That question bank, whatever you call it.
Yes, sir.
You are interested in air pollution.
Yes.
You indicated in your def. So only air pollution or pollution as a subject?
Sir, I represented paper on air pollution per se, but although it covers all other dimensions.
Since this is your area of interest, I would like to know your observations and your take on this parali issue.
Yes, sir. Sir, it is happening in mostly in the northwestern part of India, that is Punjab and Haryana. One reason is that in between the harvest of wheat, harvest of paddy, and the sowing of wheat, there is very less time available for the farmers. Second, the cost of labor has increased very much. Third is there is a law in Punjab and Haryana, that Subsoil Water Protection Act 2010. As per that act, farmer cannot grow paddy before 10th of June. So before 10th of June, sir.
10th of June.
So so the crop cycle increases to November. So it is very difficult for farmers to clear all these field. So they end up burning all the parali things.
So this is provided in the act.
Yes, sir. It is.
Why 10th of June? Any particular significance of this date?
Sir, because the temperature is very high, so water evaporation is very much there. So it creates water deficit in those regions of Punjab and Haryana. So the government wants that after temperature reduces to a certain limit, the farmers should grow the field, because we need to have that flood irrigation in rice. So there is lot of water evaporation.
So can we find some technological solution so that this problem of parali is solved forever?
Definitely, sir. The present crop cycle is around 100 days.
Mhm.
So if we are able to develop some kind of seeds which reduces the crop cycle, so various agriculture universities are working on that, and there is brand Pusa 029 which reduces the crop cycle by 25 days. So if that is practically possible on field, then the parali issues can be
Partly addressed.
Yes, partly. And second is we can have certain kind of technology with respect to the crop residue management. So third is there are some technologies like torrefaction technologies in which the parali is converted into the solid fuel that can be used in other industries. And fourth is with respect to the production of ethanol. If we are able to collect all that raw material and we can produce ethanol at big scale, then this problem also can be solved.
But it's a big problem.
Yes,
right
as of
now.
now it is problem. During the winter months, 20% of Delhi pollution and western UP, the pollution is related to the paralis.
Thank you, sir.
You have mentioned agriculture activities and farming as one of our extracurricular activities.
Yes.
Now, considering the fact that most of the farmers in India are small marginal farmers, what sort of farming would you recommend for them?
Sir, first is we need to go for the diversification of agriculture, because these farmers are small farmers, and if we are able to grow the horticulture product along with the crops, it will increase their income. Second, we need to ensure the consolidation of land through FPOs and cooperatives so that there is economy of scale. Third is if we are able to bring some of those farmers from the agriculture sector to agriculture processing sector, the food processing sector, then it can also solve their problems.
Do you also think in terms of cold supply, cold chains,
Yes, sir.
some preservation of the products,
Yes,
which will help them?
Yes, sir. Obviously.
What has been the policy initiative in this direction recently?
Sir, one is there is PM Sampada Yojana, in which there are cold storage. Farmers can loan, or FPOs can take loan for developing the cold storage infrastructure. Then second is that formalization of that small food processing units, in which also they can get loan and handholding from the government to develop this kind of infrastructure. Third is we have PM Kisan Rail and PM Udan scheme, in which from the remote areas, for example, northeast and the northern Indias, the supply can be brought to the major national market like in Delhi.
Of late, the Prime Minister has inaugurated certain projects. Can you tell us something about that in this connection?
So with respect to agriculture?
With respect to the storage of agriculture products.
Sir, recently, Prime Minister launched the storage facility through cooperative sectors.
What is the extent of that?
It will be a 17 million capacity of 17 million tons.
And this extent of investment in that?
It is around 1.25 lakh crores.
Right. Now, let's come up to the issue. You are a mechanical, you have opted for mechanical engineering, in
Yes,
fact, for your options also.
Yes, sir.
Now, you have electrical vehicles also now.
Yes.
They are ruling the roost.
Yes, sir.
But still the type of development that should have come up in the total phase out of mechanical, I mean the internal combustion engines, it's not being done. It has not been done.
Yes, sir.
What's the reason for that? What could be the possible reason for that?
So, sir, I'm not able to comprehend the exact.
No, see, you have electrical vehicles, you have the internal combustion engines
Yes.
also. The traditional vehicles,
Yes.
in fact, Now, despite the fact that electrical vehicles are a better technology,
Yes, sir.
it's a recent technology, in fact, but still the adoption level is not to that extent.
Yes, sir.
And even if you see the vision before many of the companies
Yes, sir.
which manufacture cars and other things, they don't want to go in for a total switch over into electrical energy,
Yes, sir.
powered vehicles. What could be the possible reason for that?
So one is the battery technology. As of now, we are using lithium-ion batteries whose range are 500 to 600 kilometer. Second is the charging time. Charging time is around 8 to 10 hours. And third, we don't have that charging infrastructure except for metro cities like in small cities and villages areas. So there is the automobile companies are thinking that till 2030 these three problems will be solved. For example, we are going for solid state batteries, we are going for sodium ion batteries which can be charged in within 10 minutes and range is also 1100 to 1200 kilometers. So by they have targeted by 2030s these things will be sold, and by that we will be able to ensure that most of the vehicles we sold are electric vehicles.
What are autonomous vehicles?
So autonomous vehicles are vehicles which can be run without the help of drivers, without the human interventions. So they use the technique like machine learning, artificial intelligence and others, and they are equipped by some sensors, radars and actuators which help them to ensure that they can be run without human intervention.
Right. One last question.
Yes, sir.
Have you been following the elections?
Sir, state elections or then?
Now you'll have a Lok Sabha elections,
Yes,
election
yes,
to
sir.
Lok Sabha, and there have been a lot of controversies, especially what happened in Chandigarh
Yes, sir.
and what has possibly happened
Yes, sir.
in Shimla.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell us about the judgment of the Supreme Court in the mayoral elections in Chandigarh?
At the moment Chief Justice of India saw that video, he said that is total fraud to electoral democracy and to the constitution. So it was quite visible that the presiding officer was defacing the ballot papers to ensure that a particular party get the mayor seats.
But do you think it would appropriate on the part of the Supreme Court to intervene into a small issue of a mayoral election, which is not of much consequence? What is your opinion on this issue?
I think democracy, electoral process is the core of democracy and most visible part of it. And Supreme Court being the protector of democracy and Constitution of India, it was very much important that the matter was taken by Supreme Court of India, sir. Because if electoral process can be compromised, then people can lose their trust in the democracy, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Some airfield is being developed in Ladakh. Which part of Ladakh is that, and why it is being done, or what is the progress?
Sir, I think eastern part of Ladakh, the Daulat Bagh Oldie region,
Okay,
the airstrip was developed, sir.
is being developed.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and what are they attempting to do? What is their aim?
Sir,
They want to extend it with what aim?
Sir, first is because of the that airstrip, there will be socio-economic development connectivity, and second is that we have challenges with respect to China, and China is also developing the large scale infrastructure development on that part of LAC. So we need to ensure that we have adequate infrastructure on our side, so that army, the swift movement of army and all the other development process can take place.
Also, they are extending it by 10,000 feet, the airstrip.
So I'm not aware of that, sir.
Okay. Okay, let's put it other way around. If it is being developed and 10,000 feet length is being enhanced,
Yes, sir.
what will be the implication of that? What kind of aircraft can land? And how it will strengthen the defense and the offensive aspect of Eastern Ladakh?
Sir, first of all, the big transport aircraft like C-130 Hercules can be take off and take down there. Then second, we can have more fighter aircrafts on.
Yeah,
there.
fighter aircrafts. Okay. Something called Gaganyaan. What is it?
Sir,
What is the aim of ISRO?
Sir,
What are the goals of ISRO for the next till 2040? And what are the plans now?
Sir, first is it is a human space mission. In first step, we will ensure that we have that particular kind of technology that we can send human in space through our own rockets. Second is that the second goal is to develop India's own space station. And third is for interplanetary, there will be interplanetary missions in the future, for example, Mars and Venus, other things. So most of the experiments, other things can be done in the space station that India is going to develop.
What is envisaged? When should we land our own people on the moon? Which year roughly?
So as of now, we have target with respect to space station. That's first module will be by end of 2028, and last module will be after the end of 2035. And as far as I know, we don't have a target to send the particular target. We want to send our people to moon, but as of now, there is no particular target.
By 40, are there been any visualization for 40?
Sir,
40?
we have signed the Armistice agreement that US is sending its people to moon, and maybe we can send after learning other kind of technology. We will send after 2040. Sir.
Okay. And what will be the impact of this?
Sir, if we see the initial impact of going Mars, first will enhance our soft power, that we can have that kind of technology to send our human. Second is that there can be settling habitation there, because most of the countries are seeing for that. Third is there can be Mars mining and bring that particular minerals from Mars to Earth. And the fourth can be to ensure that when we have that kind of technology, we can ensure that we can collaborate other space powers.
So self-sufficiency, basically it's a demonstration mission.
Yes.
Okay. Recently, a Spanish traveler has been mauled by 7 men
Yes.
in Jharkhand.
Yes, sir. It was very unfortunate incident.
So, what do you think of it as a country, and what impact it will have on others?
Sir, first, if someone outside the country hear this, it will impact our soft power and the image of India. Second, it can impact our touristic potential. And third is that at a time when we are projecting ourselves as a developed country and a bright spot on the global map, it impacts that such activities should not take place.
Okay. So what measures will you take if you are an IPS officer?
Actually, as you seen in my depth, that I also watch travel blogs. So more person who go for this travel blogging thing, and if they want to stay intent, so they need to inform the local police station and other people, and they need to come completely in contact with that. It is not that India is not safe. All other countries are also, there is problem, because the tent culture in which people don't take hotel and ensure that they will remain in tent. It can happen that some antisocial elements can impact or harm them. So it is responsibility both the police and the person who is going to spend their
So
day.
suppose there is some area in which they are staying in tents,
Yes.
many of them together.
Yes,
Can it be fenced and guarded, and something can be done so that people, miscreants, are not able to do anything amiss?
so we can do that.
Rather than leaving it to chance. That
Yes.
in other countries also it happens.
So we can do that, but most of the travelers who are going for this thing, they generally don't in very start they don't say we will stay at that place or that place. They completely go for traveling, and whenever they find that now they can't move ahead, they particularly use their tent at that particular place. So if they are doing such things, they need to inform the local police station. The travel blogger
So can we have some kind of an information system at the airport as they land with some do's and don'ts
yes sir, we
to
can
connect so and so can do that or this that?
have. Yes sir, we can have.
So
And
what measures do you recommend?
it's an airport level.
Preventive measures.
Sir,
You can't stop it. Nothing can be stopped thoroughly.
Sir, first is that if a person is coming, they need to provide their itinerary to the required officials and authorities, that what are they going to for the next.
If you were to write 10 statements on a piece of paper to be handed over to every foreign visitor, what are you going to write?
Sir, first is they need to register with the local embassy that they have come here. So second is that they need to have a particular itinerary, and they should, if they are going in a particular state, they should give that to the state administration. And third is that whatever is the action they are going to take, activities they are going to take, and they are spending their night outside the formal infrastructure like hotels and stays, they need to tell the local administration that they are going to spend their night here and there, so that a security can be provided to that.
Fine. Recently, Putin has been very vehement, and explicitly he had said certain things about the West. What has he said and why?
The French president said that it might happen that apart from the weapons and ammunitions, they can send their forces to the in Ukraine. So Mr. Putin said that if such thing happens, it may lead to third world war, and nuclear war can also be can't denied.
So what about US? US also was wanting to do the same, Germany and others, or they were not?
No, sir, it was
Only
a
French
statement by
president.
France, and some of the countries like Italy, Germany, they said that they don't support that statements.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Nahush, just Nahu, I think the name is Nahush.
Yes, sir.
Watching blogs on different, I think, YouTube channel,
Only YouTube channel.
only YouTube channel.
Yes.
So which of the famous blogger as of now, what you feel about that, and what is the unique about this person?
Sir, I am not, I see travel blogs not because I want to see new places. I generally see videos outside India, how the people of other countries interact with Indians and what are the kind of communication they are going through. So as of now, I follow 4 and 5 people. One is a 21-year-old guy from Bihar and Nomad Subham. Second is a person from Lucknow, Turvashu. So what the difference is that that person, Nomad Subham, he generally don't go to the very famous places. He will go to the villages areas, for example, villages in Russia, villages in Africa. So I love to how people in these countries and these villages are interacting with him and how that culture is there. And the person Turvasu, he is generally more into
Shubham is normally visit outside India.
both of them visit outside India, sir. Mainly 90%, sir. And they don't, the Subham don't go to the famous places like New York City, London and everything. He goes to the villages areas. So the tribal culture and everything one can see. And the Turvashu, the second person, he generally go for Russia and other Central Asian countries. So for example, recently he was in Turkmenistan. So it was very good to see the culture there and also.
Okay. As sir has asked about you, like you have given the answer about the framing the question for some of the coaching institute
Yes, sir.
for engineering services.
Yes, sir.
Why not you tried for this service, coming for the civil services?
Sir, I have given exam for engineering services and I qualified it in 2016, sir.
So you are in the service or you have resigned?
No, sir, I was disqualified from the interview stage, sir.
Okay, fine. What is the role of Shivaji in Indian history?
Sir, first he was the founder of Maratha Empire. His role was that he was the first person to mobilize people under the banner of Swaraj first time. Second, with respect to his vision with respect to naval power. He was one of the first few king who developed the naval power. And third is his administration. For example, before him, Mughals, if we leave Akbar, the administration was not much secular and social harmony was not there. He was the first person in the modern time, or say after the end of medieval period, that he developed the secular kind of environment with respect to the administration, sir.
What is the difference between BS3 and BS4 emission engine?
So it is the difference is with respect to the emission amount of emissions that come out of engines, sir, with respect to the particulate matters, nitrogen oxides, methane and others.
Which is the better one, 3 or 4?
4, sir.
What is new in new education policy? Do you think that will be adequate arrangement for that the Indian education system?
Sir, although there are very new things in new education policies, but the situation comes to the expenditure thing. If we are not able to increase our expenditure, it will be difficult to implement those new things in new education policies. So, for example, the importance has been given to foundation education. Second is with respect to the vocational courses after 6th standard. Then we have multidisciplinary approach after the 10th. And then the exit at multiple entry as exit given in the during the graduation level. So there are various new things which are good, sir.
And they are sufficient to curb that. What are the challenges for the Indian education system?
Sir, it is the current challenges is about the rote learning and the mug up, that information mugging and reproduction in the exam. So one thing, the assessment process is very diversified in the new education policy. And second is about importance has been given to analytical learning and application based learning as compared to the rote learning, sir.
How many types of international swimming competition in the world? How many types of swimming?
Sir, there is freestyle, then there is backstroke, breaststroke, butterfly and side stroke. Although side stroke is not used in competitions.
And who is the fastest swimmer in the world?
So fastest I don't know, but the
In the male category, you can say.
most decorated swimmer is Mr. Michael Phelps. Sir.
So is it still that is the
No,
number
sir,
one?
he has retired, sir.
Okay. In your DAF, you have mentioned about that Indian Foreign Service at number 5.
Yes.
Why it is so? Why you are so much aversion with that Indian Foreign Service?
So actually, I belong to an agrarian community and rural background, and I would like to do work at the ground level. For example, in IAS and IPS. So that inspire me more. Although I have no problem with IFS also, even if the service is given to me, I will definitely give my 100%. Sir.
When you have did your last farming activity?
Last week, sir.
Last week. When and where?
Sir, in my village, that is near Bahrod in Alwar, sir.
My last question to you, suppose you are a secretary, Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change.
Yes, sir.
And how can you control the air quality index in the city like Jaipur?
Sir, first I need to find what are the various constituents that are causing the pollution. For example, if there is power generation or vehicular traffic or other thing. And after that, I will apply a project management technology that we use in mechanical engineering, in which there are 5 steps. First step is to analyze the problem. Second is to design a solution. And third is to allocate resources. Fourth is implement, and 5th is feedback. So if these 5 things are used with respect to the particular problem, why the pollution is there, obviously problem can be solved. But we need to be more progressive. Use of technology should be there, and there can be of Jan Andolan among the people, so that it becomes a nature of people that they take on themselves that we need to reduce the pollution in cities.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I will make 4 observations.
Yes.
Now, point number 1, your turnout is very good. Absolutely. Have you got the date?
Yes, sir.
Cup?
20th March, sir.
20th.
Yes.
So you got 16 days to go.
Yes.
So you will be wearing the same suit?
No, sir, I have blue color suit, sir.
Blue, okay. So but please ensure that it's matching combination and all.
Yes, sir.
So good turnout, make it, please keep it up. You have a good frame, so
Yes,
that
sir.
it carries it off very well. Slightly better, hair should be slightly better kept.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Hair should be here. They should be here and there.
Yes.
There are 2-3 strands which are going here, and it has to be. Before entering into the boardroom, go to the washroom.
Yes, sir.
Have a good look at yourself. Am I presentable? It's like army.
Yes, sir.
Go to army general's room. There will be a glass outside.
Yes, sir.
And then you have to look that your turnout, everything is. Then you go inside and
Yes.
then smartly. Since you are a tall frame, I would suggest that you push back at least 4 inches. Just push back. Your lower back should be touching the back of the chair. Now, do you feel comfortable more? Better?
Yes, sir.
So, when you enter the boardroom, there will be a chair with a back. So, make yourself firmly entrenched in a comfortable posture, so that the flow of thought from your brain to the mind to the, it's very, very,
Yes.
if you are sitting in a comfortable position, thoughts will flow very easily in a good fashion. I noticed that when honorable members were asking questions, movements of your hand, I would say, was slightly excessive. Not excessive, slightly. Kindly reduce.
Okay.
It could be an occasional, but for every answer to support with the sign language, at times it can be slightly,
Yes.
and it can dilute the impact of your articulation.
Yes, sir.
So, 3-4 small gestures, all right, but it should not be very. Every sentence doesn't have to be backed up by your
Yes.
body language also.
Yes.
So that way. So these are the 4 observations. Otherwise, overall, you have come out as a very balanced candidate and very promising. Your face reflects a very, very tense kind of a mental composition. Try to be slightly cheerful.
Okay.
And for that, I always recommend to all my students in last 5 years, I have recommended this thing to 1500 students by now, yoga.
Yes, sir.
If you are practicing, please continue. If you are not, start from tomorrow morning.
Yes.
At least 5 pranayams you must do. It will add glow to your face. It will give direction and stability to your thought process, especially Brahmari, Anulom Vilom, Udgit, and your performance will be, because it's like you are a bulb of 80 watts, but the wattage is 80 watts, but the glow is only 60 watts. Where is that missing 20? That
Yes.
is yoga, that is pranayama.
Yes, I will take care of it.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you.
Sir, your answers were good. Only energy part. You need to have more women vigor in your expression. Otherwise, good.
Okay.
Fine.
Thank you.
I'll take over from my distinguished colleagues over here. First of all, I would rather say, although I thought generals I would be looking into it, but anyhow, doesn't make much of a difference. ये जो कोड का बटन जो है ना, या तो खोलिए या उसको मेन बटन पर लगाइए
Actually, I
बैठकर.
forgot I usually.
हाँ, because that is not correct. Number one, ठीक है ना? This number one. Number two, नहीं. ये जो है ना, जो additional button है वो that is a casual look. ये तो है a formal look. Either you do it this or just open it.
No, sir, I open it, but I don't know why.
नहीं उसको मत लगाइए, या तो मेन को लगा दीजिए, मेन को लगा दीजिए, मेन बटन लगा दीजिए, आगे और बटन लगा दीजिए. Then ties also need to be properly done. But these are some. One thing I do not know. I mean, so long as your answers to our interaction is concerned, it's par excellence. It's outstanding, I'll tell you. You've been able to answer in a very nice manner, and I'm really happy about it.
Yes.
Otherwise, many times I don't feel happy with the candidates, but let me tell you very frankly, I'm really happy about it.
Thank you.
I mean, whatever range of question that we asked, you could reply with a lot of confidence and with a lot of rationality. And our compliments for that. Sir, let me have the privilege of complimenting him for that.
We are with you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Now, this is number one. Number two, there's one area, if you can practice, I'll tell you. I'm not commenting on your English. That's not my intent. And I know English does not matter much.
Yes.
It's so articulate. If you have the ideas, you can articulate. If you have if you understand the issue, if you have presence of mind, you can articulate, which you have been doing very well.
Yes.
आप say he do, that do, does. आप समझ गए ना? उसको ऐसे प्रैक्टिस नहीं कीजिएगा. उसको प्रैक्टिस कीजिएगा, शीशा सामने खड़े हो जाइए.
Yes.
थर्ड जो है ना, क्या कहते हैं, थर्ड पर्सन ES, आप समझ लो मेरी बात. I hope you are able to appreciate. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Other things I would not be saying about diction, etc., and about the pronunciation, not at all. But if you can do this,
Yes, sir.
your answers will have much more punch, and will look very refined from that point of view. Keep that in mind.
Thank you, sir.
Another area which I heard, in fact, you try to remind the board. Don't do that. Sir, you must have seen in my CV that I watch travel vlogs. No, you should not remind the board.
Okay.
It is not taken kindly. Some may not take it kindly. You had a good intent.
Yes.
I know you had a good intent, but don't do that. Right? And then, of course, since you look so complete in your answers, that literally I have to say that I've got nothing else to say. But there's one area which I think you should prepare answers well. Do it in written format. After graduating in the year 2014, you have literally not been doing anything. 10 years is a very long period. In fact, you took some casual employment,
Yes.
and then into farming. In fact, and farming is also a bit casual only because you have farming off and on.
Yes.
It's not a regular sort of a thing. Okay, ठीक है, ये नहीं करना, हम farming कर रहे हैं. And there's nothing bad about taking any professional as such. So 14 से लेकर 24 को जरा सा उसमें तरह authenticity और लाई है. Don't tell lies. I never asked any of the persons, any of the candidates to say anything like. Don't cook up things. But you say, sir, this 2014 this happened, and then of course I took the gate examination,
Yes, sir.
which you have said.
Yes, sir.
But now rephrase it, write it in points, and then so that once they ask you, if at all they ask you, so you should be very, very convincing. Okay, this happened. I didn't do this thing. Then on 2018, I realized that I should start for the civil service examination. I performed outstandingly well in 2015, but I could not, because you mentioned you got 99.5%, and you get 2015. So people will say, what has been doing after that?
Yes.
So you answered it well. So 2018, then around 2022 or 22, you had this the fifth attempt, This is the 5th attempt.
Yes, sir.
So all of a sudden you realize कि आप क्या बैठे क्या करते, content writing करते हैं, then farming करते हैं. So do it. There has to be an element of continuity, which it is, you have. But try to frame it in a good manner, because this is the only area which can go against you.
Okay, sir.
ठीक है, साहब कैंडिडेट आया हुआ है. I see. And then this is second interview, and the last interview also you performed very well. 168 you got, if I was mistaken. That's what you mentioned. तो आपका मुद्दा ये होना चाहिए. See the die has already been cast. आपको जो करना है इंटरव्यू करना है, and you will do very well in the interview, I can tell you. लेकिन आप इंटरव्यू के नंबर को 200 से ऊपर लाओ, 210 लाओ, 220 लाओ. So that even if you have slightly conservative marks in the written papers, because the interview will propel you up, right?
Yes.
ठीक है ना?
Yes.
इतना ही करना है. और and don't become overconfident. फिर पढ़ाई करते रहिए last minute, because General Saab asked you a very interesting question about the vlog, and all of a sudden he referred to what had happened yesterday, and you know that also. So it's a candidate who's very much aware. Many people would have missed it. I was asking rambling, because I keep on asking rambling questions, and I tried to intercorrect my question, and you could have replied so well. तो फिर भी आप, I mean, never be overconfident.
I am kind of person who remain underconfident.
नहीं, अंडरकॉन्फिडेंट नहीं होना है. और सर ने बड़ा अच्छा बताया कि तन का बैठिए, बैठ करके तन का बैठिए, और ऐसे नहीं, ऐसा बैठ के बैठेगा उसमें, हाँ, आराम से बैठ कर बोलिए, बैठ यू वाज स्लाइटली रेजिंग हैंड्स लाइक दिस, ऐसे बोलिए, ठीक है, यू डू वेरी वेल. आई गॉट एब्सोल्यूट नो डाउट्स अबाउट इट. बट चैलेंज ये है, आपको 210 220 लाना. अंग्रेजी का चिंता मत कीजिए. अंग्रेजी डज नॉट गेट यू द मार्क्स. लेट मी टेल यू वेरी फ्रैंकली, आई एम फंडामेंटली क्लियर अबाउट इट.
Yes, sir.
But your grasp of the subject, your analytical capability, your roadmap for the future, how you are going to tackle like air pollution, you gave very good answers, in fact, and especially कि क्या करना चाहिए. You knew the problem. You knew how to go about it.
Yes.
So any question that we ask, we are more than satisfied, I'll tell you.
Thank you, sir.
लेकिन 220 लाना है.
बिल्कुल सर.
Right?
I will my 100%.
कम से कम 220 लाना है.
I will give my 100%.
और तो अंग्रेजी का बस एक अंग्रेजी सही कर लीजिए, अगर कर सकते हैं तो.
ठीक.
I won't be asking for more.
Okay, sir.
Thanks. All the best.
Thank you,
sir.
My few suggestions, as already honorable member has said to you, once you enter, you have twice wished to all the members, like good morning, good afternoon, sirs, twice.
Yes, sir.
And एक बार बोलिए, that will be sufficient.
One for the chairman and then one.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, sirs. अगर कोई मैडम है तो then wish.
Yes, sir.
You can say that because there are few candidates who has already written about the subject matter expert in that interview, and that interview started with that same question.
Yes, sir.
It means what? Suppose if you write for that, you are preparing the content for the civil services.
Yes, sir.
You took 5 years to reach that up to the level. It is the same way that you are a teacher and you are a patient, you are a doctor. You are giving the exam, but you are not qualified, and you are guiding to the students
Yes.
who are appearing for this examination.
Yes.
So is it that content is sufficient for that entire that students who are preparing for this examination?
All the best.
Oh,
ठीक है.
thank you, sir.